Taking out student loans was the single-handedly worst mistake I've ever made in my entire life.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll be diving into the real stress many people are feeling right now as they face the reality of having to pay back their student loans.
Y'all, they about to garnish our wages. They really know how to just ruin your day. The U.S. government hates everybody here. Y'all, as of May 5th, they're taking 15% of your wages towards student loans. Y'all, I've been ignoring student loans since I've been in school. If y'all know how much I owe in student loan, y'all would think I went to school to be a lawyer. And it's a degree that wasn't even providing me a decent lifestyle. I was just living off vibes. So you mean to tell me I went to school and y'all lied to me? Y'all wanted me to go out there and do triple the work to get a degree. Y'all, I owe so much money. I'm in Texas, so we don't have state tax. 15%. Oh, you might as well go ahead and add 5 more. Add 10. Because that's the state tax. I cannot believe this. I just had to pull over, y'all. My head started throbbing. I'm about to get a headache. They're doing this in a couple of weeks, y'all. I gotta go do deferment. I gotta go do something, y'all. We can't get away from this. People are even already saying that their credit score has dropped from a 700 something to a 500 something. Oh my gosh, my credit score. 15%, whether you have it or not, as of May 5th. So long as you have money in your bank account, they are taking it. In fact, financial aid just called me the other day and I hung up on them. Not in the mood, don't have it. I'm living off life. I'm vibing. This man really said, you know what? Let's make the rich richer. Let's make the others poor.
Last night I had to log into my student loan account to print out the paperwork to have my taxes done today. So I got to get a glimpse of my student loan balance for the first time in, I don't know, presumably a year. I honestly don't remember knowing what I owed still. Now, for a point of reference, I graduated in 2011. Okay, so I've been making student loan payments for almost 14 years. I actually did the math. It was about 165 monthly student loan payments that I've made so far. Okay, now I went to pharmacy school. I'm a pharmacist. That's a doctorate degree. It took 6 years. I went to a private school, not because I wanted to, but at the time, there were only 6 schools in the state of Pennsylvania with a pharmacy program. 2 of them were state schools, 4 of them were private. Chose the school I chose because they gave me a $12,000 a year academic scholarship for the first 4 years. So I got $48,000 worth of academic scholarship. So that's why I chose that school. So my education, even with the scholarship, cost still like $250,000, roughly. Now, I'm fortunate my parents paid for a really good chunk of that, over $100,000. I don't remember the exact numbers, honestly, of how it all washed out. But I do know when I got my first student loan bill in the mail, well, I almost shit a brick, but my balance was like right around $125,000. Okay, 165 monthly payments on $125,000. How much do you think I still owe? $78,000. Yeah, I don't know. The math isn't mathing. Now, full disclosure, I did refinance at some point, which is a horrible idea. Like at the time, it seems like a good idea because the monthly payments are so like overwhelming. But in the long run, you're screwing yourself when you refinance a student loan. You just are. So 165 monthly payments. I never deferred it. I never missed a payment. And I still owe $78,000. And I've been out of school for 14 years. My oldest turns 10 next week. So realistically, if she decides to go to college, I'm going to be still paying my student loans and likely still owe like $30-some thousand on my student loans when I'm trying to figure out how to pay for her college. And I don't know what the solution is to this whole situation. I don't think loan forgiveness is fair. I don't think taxpayers who didn't go to college should have to have their tax money pay off the student loans for those who did choose to go to college. I don't think that's fair at all. But I do think something needs to be done because universities are charging like obscene tuition. Student loan companies are doing predatory lending to children and setting up people for like a lifetime of debt. Like you're starting out your adult life with like crippling debt. And I don't know what the solution is here, but something isn't working.
I'm not paying back my student loans. I do not care. Oh, but what about your credit score? What am I going to do with a good credit score? Buy a house on starvation wages? Buy a car I can't afford to insure? I'm not paying them back. I don't give a shit about my credit score. Oh, they're going to garnish your wages. Most of us are underemployed. If they start taking additional money out of my paycheck, I just won't work. My life will not get worse. I'm not going to have the money anyway, so you can't garnish what isn't there. I grew up in a far-right, conservative, hardcore Republican family. And since like kindergarten, I have been conditioned to believe that if I did not go to college, I would not be successful. I was told that if I locked in, got great grades in high school, got into college, focused, and got my degree, that I would have a life similar to the life my parents had, where my dad worked one job for like 35 years, was able to buy a house and go on vacation and support his family. That doesn't exist anymore. There's no jobs out there with pension plans. There's no jobs out there that let people my age just like buy a house. So what was all that work for? Generations of Americans have been told that if they went to college and they did the right thing, took out these loans, that it would be worth it. And most of us are finding out it's not even remotely close to worth it. You're telling me these millionaires and billionaires were able to get these PPE loans forgiven that they took out during the pandemic for millions of dollars? But I have 30 grand in college debt left and I'm refusing to pay it back, and now I'm the problem?
I have paid $15,000 towards my student loans since I graduated in 2018. So the past 6 years, I have put $15,000 towards my student loans, particularly my Parent Plus loan, that the original balance that we took out was a little over $17,000. And I have paid $15,000 towards that loan over the past 6-ish years. You want to know what my balance is now? My balance is still around $15,500. So that means I have spent $15,000 over the past 6 years for my balance to only go down by like $1,500. That means I have spent $13,500 roughly to just interest. And that is the issue with student loans, and why people want them to be forgiven and people want reform is because of the interest. The interest makes it nearly impossible for a normal person to pay off their loans. I have no problem paying off the loans that I took out from the government. I have no problem paying them back. I have been paying them back. I've been making my payments every single month, but the interest makes it impossible for you to be able to actually pay down your principal balance so you can pay them off one day. Interest compounds daily, not like a normal car loan or like a mortgage or credit cards or anything like that. Like, student loans are so different, and the interest goes up so incredibly fast that unless you have large amounts of money to make large payments to pay down your principal, you are just basically never going to be able to pay off your student loans. And it's absolutely insane that I have essentially wasted over $13,000 the past 6 years trying to pay off these loans, and my balance has only gone down about $1,500. That's absolutely insane. It literally makes me sick to my stomach that I have wasted that much money over the past 6 years by being responsible and paying my loans. It's so gross.
Everyone's always like, Brenda, why are you working so hard? Why are you doing a full-time job and posting on TikTok all the dang time? It's because I have $78,327 in student loans. And you want to know how much unpaid interest I accrued in the month of February? $523.93. And this is me paying at least a minimum of $2,000 per month. Started with a little bit over $150-something thousand because I had the bright idea of going to grad school so that I can graduate in a healthcare job to help people, but not get paid enough for the amount of student loans I had to take out. Now, my fault, I went to a private university, but still, it shouldn't be this hard to pay off student loans. But based on my PT salary alone, there is absolutely no way that I could pay this much with just that salary alone and live a breathable, decent life. Make it make sense?
The actual chokehold my debt has on me as a 26-year-old with over $100,000 in student loan debt.
Like so many other people, my family didn't know anything about money, anything about college. I fully applied to everything on my own, and they encouraged me to take out loans with Sally Mae, the demonic, evil student loan providers that are always pushing you to take out more. And I always see other people talking about this, and in the comments there's always people like, ooh, take accountability, like, you're the one that took it out, you chose to take it out. Yeah, I did, and I can still be pissed about it. It literally, sometimes I'm like, someone take me out. Like, I do not want to be alive dealing with this crippling stress on my shoulders. I just wish I was a Nepo baby like all of my fave influencers that I watch that had no student loan debt, no rent, nothing of that, and I'm filled with envy.
I believe student loan should be interest-free. But who is going to offer you a loan with no interest? Sweetheart, not even the government. Before a lot of you start screaming and writing, don't borrow money you can't pay back. No one has a problem paying back the loans. But the interest just makes it impossible for a lot of people to do so. And the job market is messed up because a lot of people with good degrees cannot even get a job. And the loan interest keeps increasing. Also, with the way the economy is right now, I can't imagine how college kids now are going to make it. And the truth is, you still have to pay up. You need to pay up.